just happened. I was admitted to my local hospital for recurrent anaphylaxis. Definitely not where I expected to be. Basically, my symptoms that arose from my allergy skin prick testing became progressively worse and turned into full-blown anaphylaxis. Yep, I was feeling ill at home, and as I walked into the living room, I tried to drink some water and my throat closed up. My blood pressure completely dropped. I fell to the floor and nearly unconscious, couldn't breathe. Judd stuck me with the Epipen, which is the very first time we've had to use it, and we rushed to the hospital. So now here I am. We thought we would just be taken care of in the emergency room and sent home, but after getting some IV fluids and medication through the IV, I actually had another anaphylactic episode, and I'm getting these things where my throat spasms shut for a brief moment and then opens again, and my oxygen level goes down into the low 80s. So because I'm having recurrent anaphylaxis, I needed 2 EpiPens yesterday, and I'm getting these spasms where my throat closes. They admitted me. I had another spasm last night. I've had about 5 total, 2 anaphylactic episodes, and I'm just not doing well. I don't feel good. That is my bathroom right now. I am just extremely weak and dizzy, short of breath, nauseous, you name it. So I'm having a lot of issues just walking, and I need a ton of assistance from the nurses to even get to that little toilet. Hopefully some rest today will help with that. So they gave me a peripheral IV because it has less of an infection risk than accessing my port, but later today I'll probably access my port myself or have a qualified nurse do it, just because it's a lot easier to use that than a peripheral IV. So I'm on constant oxygen fluid drip. I get frequent IV Benadryl and steroids and breathing treatments to hopefully keep my anaphylaxis, throat spasms at bay, and to help with my breathing and oxygen levels. I really hope this treatment works because these episodes are terrifying and they're so hard on the body. When I had a throat spasm after I got admitted to this floor, there was a party in my room and so many doctors and nurses, and it's just all really scary. I can't breathe and I feel like I'm gonna die, but they always help me through it and I'm doing okay. I just gotta stay strong. I'm in a observation unit now, but because I'm doing so poorly, they're actually gonna move me to a progressive care unit later today so I can be observed more closely, and later today Judd and Harlow will be by. Judd was here with me until 4 a.m. so I am not calling him and waking him up until he's had a good chance to sleep. I just have to say that I am so thankful for God watching over me and keeping me safe through all this. I'm thankful for Judd because he literally saved my life twice last night. And I'm really thankful for the amazing staff here. The nurses are wonderful, the techs are great, and the doctors too. One of my doctors actually sat with me for a really long time last night and spoke about EDS and mast cell. He knew about it, and he learned about POTS from me. It's not often you find an open and receptive doctor who wants to learn from you, so that was really important to me that he listened to me, and he was pretty cool. Well, Ellie the elephant and I made it to the progressive care unit, which is a step down from the ICU or intensive care unit, waiting to see how we can get my port access so I can use that instead of the peripheral IV, and I'm just feeling pretty wiped out from the wheelchair ride up here, so I'm gonna take a rest. This is my room. I've got 3 roommates. I miss the nurses in the observation unit, but the nurses here are nice too, and the bed is nice to hear, so those are some pluses. So a general practitioner doctor came by and thinks that I can be discharged after my next IV steroids and after lunch, which is great. I'm not on oxygen anymore, although my throat still feels kind of my throat kind of feels tight, so I'm on and off the oxygen as needed. This doctor doesn't have the final say. I still need to see the pulmonologist, but it's looking more optimistic that I'll get to go home today. Yay! So y'all know how I just said a doctor came in and said I had a good chance of leaving today? Well, now that's super iffy because not even 30 minutes after he left, I had another episode of my throat closing up and going into a spasm. And they had to rush in and pump me full of IV medications and a breathing treatment to stop it. I just really want these things to stop. They are so terrifying because when your throat closes and you can't breathe, it's just full on panic mode. So now I don't know if I'll be going home today, which has left me pretty bummed out. But something has lifted my spirits because look who arrived! Judd and Miss Hippo. Oh, happy dog. I'm getting another breathing treatment and it's really paying off. The top number is my oxygen level, which is supposed to be above 95. And the bottom number is my heart rate, which is probably a little tachycardic because of my postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. We've got a hippo on the bed, a hippo on the bed. I took about a 45-minute nap. I'm feeling a little more rejuvenated. And even though I'm still having my spasms in my throat and some type of anaphylaxis, the episodes are getting less frequent and they're happening further apart, so that's a good sign. And now I'm just waiting for lunch. Lunch has arrived. We have some broccoli, some french fries, apple juice, chocolate chip cookies, and marinara with meatballs. Yummy! Hopefully it tastes good. I have not had this hospital's food yet.
Keep in mind, it is hospital food.
So the food isn't terrible, but it's also not great. However, the cookies are super tasty, and that makes me very happy. Did you get enough sleep last night, babe?
No.
Why not?
Worried.
You're worried about me?
No.
Aw, you do love me. Don't ya? He totally does love me.
So even with all the things that noises and hospitals had to do with, and the emergency rooms and all that fun stuff, Jack has been doing really well. Dog has been doing really well, and I'm overall just super proud of Jack, and really just hope she gets better.
You have no idea. You know what?
So we're just chilling. A doctor came to see us, another one, and I gave him the rundown of all my anaphylaxis the past 2 days and my throat constrictions, and he took down all my medical history. It was really thorough. I liked him. He is going to talk to his attending to see whether it's safe to discharge me today or maybe keep me another night. I am just feeling very fatigued. My throat feels tight, scratchy, it's difficult to swallow, but I know I'm in a good place to have issues because this hospital is taking great care of me. So we're just gonna sit around and wait for the news to see when I'll go home. Personally, I really want to go home because who likes to be stuck around in a hospital? But on the other hand, I don't want to go home when it's not safe to and have these issues and have to just come right back to the hospital. So we are gonna make the smart choice here, and we'll just see what that happens to be when the doctor gives us his opinion. So my cough got worse, and I didn't think we needed to call a nurse for it, but he did, and it was a very good choice, because then my face started getting red and swelling, my throat started getting tight, so at that point my nurse came in, and my 2 doctors happened to come in too, and they're keeping me an additional night because I keep getting hit with these waves of anaphylaxis and reactions after I recover a little bit. So they're gonna keep me, and if I get any worse at all, they're gonna send me to the ICU, which is kind of scary. What else? Oh, they gave me some IV medications to stop this particular reaction before it got really bad, so that's good. And since I'm gonna be here longer, and tomorrow is supposed to be my infusion day, we're just going to go ahead and access my port. And I'm very glad I have this guy here, keeping me alive.
I was wondering what would break first, your spirits or your body.
I'm not dead. Judd and Harlow went out to grab me some non-hospital food dinner, which I'm very pleased with. We don't leave Harlow here with me alone because if I go into a really bad anaphylactic episode, there's not going to be anyone here to handle her. And remember, she's just a puppy in training, so she still needs some pretty good attention given to her at all times, even though she's very well behaved here. So Judd took her, I'm waiting here. I was pushing for them to access my port, but I learned that once I leave here, they have to de-access it, so I couldn't leave the needle in for my next infusion, which is supposed to be tomorrow. And since it's in a hospital setting, the risk of infection is a lot higher when accessing a port, so I am just going to stick with my peripheral IV for now, and Judd should be back anytime.
It's Harlow. They're back and they brought me Boston Market.
So I devoured my Boston Market. This is kind of our traditional hospital food, right babe?
Yep, since the very first hospital trip.
Yep, like 5 years ago. So some people asked if Harlow comes to the emergency room too, and we don't bring her as of right now because she's just not fully trained and she's still a puppy, and again, like I said earlier, she needs specific attention, and I can't give it to her when I'm in an emergency medical situation, and Judd wants to put all his focus on me and not Harlow. So we just leave her at home, and she also goes home with Judd at night to sleep and get a break just because she's still a puppy. Well, that's my day at the hospital coming to an end. I had another scary allergic reaction that almost turned into anaphylaxis, but since they treated that one, I've actually started to feel like myself again. I'm starting to feel better. I don't want to jinx myself, but they said if I don't have any incidents throughout the night, I can go home probably in the morning. My number one goal is to stay out of the ICU, and something that I think is funny is that all the nurses are carrying Epipens on them now because of me. So we are just gonna chill a little bit, and then Judd and Har are gonna head home, and I am gonna knock out. So thanks for watching. Thank you so much for all of the support, and I hope you enjoyed this. Reach out if you have any questions. Probably can't get back to you all that quick because yeah, I'm in the hospital not feeling great. But again, thank you so much for watching.